Let's work on the translate Y of the upper body. So we're just about done with our light pull. We just have a few more things to do. The translate Y is one of them, and then once this is completed, then we can go to animating the hips, and then we're pretty much done from there. And of course, there's double checking our work to make sure that everything is moving the way we want it to before we move on. Okay, but let's go ahead and begin. We'll bring back our control curves, select the center of gravity, and also focus in more on a back view. Let's even go to our perspective and graph view, select the translate Y, frame the F curve, and begin. So here we have the character stepping up, and what we can do here is add a little bit more fun to this move. Rather than having him just move up with his right leg coming up, rather than translating him up there, what we can do is actually have him move down to add a little bop to it, just for entertainment reasons. So we can say he's anticipating the move up. So we could go down to frame 3 and actually translate the character down like that. So here's what we get. He moves down, and then we can have him move up now because of that right foot coming up. So on frame 6, we can go there and just translate him up some. Okay, again, exaggerating our poses just to add to more of the appeal and the character's motion. So when we scrub through, here's what we get. Alright, great. We get this fun little bop coming up. The character steps up. And we'll continue. Now the character moves down here for that step. So what we can do is just take this key on frame 10 and have it move down a little bit more again to exaggerate that pose. Great. And to show weight in this step, just like what we did with the foot, we can actually break the tangency here and adjust the left half. So let's do that. We'll break the tangency and lift up this left half so we get a better feeling of weight throughout this time. Excellent. Alright, so let's continue. Adjusting our view, and now we have the character stepping up with his left foot, but we really don't need to worry about animating the translate Y here since he's already moving down in preparation of pulling back the crate. It would be unnecessary to add a pose there in the translate Y, so we'll just move on from here. Okay, so now he's getting into his steps. So what we can do here is leave this key where we're at on frame 25 since he's moving down, and then on his up position at about frame 29, let's have him move up based off of that right foot lifting up. Again, exaggerating our pose a little bit more. Okay, and then as he's stepping down, when he plants his foot there on about frame 32, we'll have him move down slightly. Okay, like that. And then once that foot drops, what's actually going to happen when that right foot gets planted there and rolls back, he's actually going to rise up here. So what we'll do is on about frame 36, we'll bring him up like so. Alright, so here's what we get. Great. It's looking good. Let's even focus more in on our perspective and continue. Okay, so now he's got that left foot coming back. So let's go to about frame 40 and bring him up a little bit more for that left foot coming up. And we wouldn't have to worry about animating a down position key between this part because our flat tangency is pretty much going to give us the motion that we're looking for. So again, here's another example where we wouldn't need to add an extra pose. Alright, great. So now that foot steps back, so on about frame 40, we have him coming up, and on about 45, we could actually, since he's on his way up, moving upwards, stepping up, what we can do right here is actually take this key and move it up just a little bit more. Great. And then as he steps up, he's stepping up pretty fast here. Let's go ahead and delay this key about a few more frames. So let's just take it and move it a few more frames to the right. So he's not moving up as fast. Excellent. Alright, and for the rest, the remainder of our animation, since his legs are pretty much locked, we won't have to worry about animating the translate Y anymore. Okay, because of that fact. So with these things done, let's go ahead and check out how our translate Y is looking. We'll render off a play blast in a few views to make sure everything's looking right. So we could start from the back view here. Here it is. Alright, this is looking pretty good. At around the point where he steps up after his right foot plants, at about this point here, it gets a little bit shaky. So let's go ahead and fix that. We'll go ahead and close out our F check, bring back our control curves, and selecting the center of gravity, we'll go back to our perspective and graph view, focusing in on the translate Y. And I'd say we could just take this key on frame 36 and delete it, so we get a smoother flow as it's coming up. Okay. And if we wanted to, we could even break the tangency here to show weight as the character moves down. Alright, great. Okay, so everything else looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and render off another play blast. Hide our curves. And just scrub through to keep our character pretty much in shot and render one off. Here it is. Alright. Alright, great. Well, there's our translate Y. It's looking good in the back view. Let's try another view. Okay, how about more of a side view? Okay, a 3/4 side. So we'll make sure our character's in shot and render one off. How about from this angle here? Here it is. Awesome. Well, that completes our translate Y of our upper body, and we're just about done. All we really need to do is fix the hips and then final adjustments after that to call this light pull completed. So in the next lesson, we're going to work on animating the hips.